Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
One of the best smelling parking lots in the NFL. The tailgating's over now in Kansas City. It's football time at Arrowhead Stadium here in KC. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
About ready to get this one started. Jaime Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from KC. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Mike, we have a blast every week doing this, but when we get our assignments and we see this guy on deck, it just gets a little bit more special. I mean, to witness firsthand one of the greatest, one of the most transcendent players of all time at the quarterback position, you just know when he's on the field, you're likely to witness something special, and needless to say, I think we're all pretty excited for this one.
On the ground, here's Samaje Perine. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
This opening drive not going as scripted. It is 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
On 4th down, it's Matt Araiza to punt for KC. The veteran Robert Woods goes back to return. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big gain, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare him to stop it.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. That's complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. Powering forward. He's in. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line, and that's where the offense will take the field. The Chiefs offense ready now for their second drive. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They put Kelce in motion. First down throw, Mahomes. He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Right back to Kelce again. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll get up beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. It is Azeez Al-Shire with the stop. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Christian Harris there on the stop. Third and 6. Throwing is Mahomes. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. A gain of 16 on that pass play. First down, KC.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw again. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. Over the top, he's got it. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, KC.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. 1st and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Texans offense ready for their 2nd possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there, and it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He keeps it himself. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
On first down, it's Stroud. Moving to his right.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a 2nd and 9. And in motion, it's Diggs. They will work the middle with Mixon. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Here's Stroud. That's caught. It's Joe Mixon. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Stroud going to set up to throw. Now he'll run. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell on the right side.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On play action, Stroud. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. Patrick to throw. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. Here's a 2nd and 6. Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. To the sideline, caught by Worthy.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case,
the challenge flag is out. D'Amico Ryan saying, I want another look at this one. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. They put Kelsey in motion. That is caught down the field. It's Worthy. And he will go all the way. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. And Butker on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Chiefs will move out to a 14-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Stroud to throw here on first down. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. That's picked up by the Chiefs.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, but it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Chiefs offense ready to get back to work. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it, and they're going to do that with excellent field position. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Throwing is Stroud. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
So, on 4th down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Chiefs offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They go play action with Mahomes. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Now it's P-Rod. And let's give him about 4 on that one. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. That's going to be caught by Gray. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They uncover downfield, leads to a big pickup.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he is going to be out of bounds. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him.
And he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, this is going to be a long day for this defense.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Texans offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Stroud to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. George Karlaftis, the former Boilermaker, in there for the sack.
It's just so hard to get anything going when you're just not confident running your own system. And all these early sacks, yes, they kill drives, but think what it does to the quarterback. The quarterback just can't be confident operating out of the pocket. There's no rhythm, there's no timing, and everything you planned on doing today coming in is out the window.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Chiefs on top. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. Third and long. Here's Stroud. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in the 1st half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. Here's 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. Mahomes quickly out to Rice. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Quick throw here, taken by Hopkins. Here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, here's Pacheco. And he is tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. It'll be no gain on that play.
This play right here is just a clear example of just how hard it is to bring this back down, Mike. I mean, he had to break multiple tackles just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But give credit to the defense. They kept bringing bodies at him, and they're eventually able to get him down for no gain.
On third down, Mahomes. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Mahomes. Second down and 3. They put Kelsey in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
You can just see the frustration of the defender. Did you see him get off the quarterback? He's like, man, hold that ball for one tick longer, man. I'm there to record the sack. Nice job by the quarterback having that timing and rhythm to get that ball out of his hand. But you can imagine, he got close this time. That defender, he's going to keep coming, and don't be surprised if he eventually gets to him.
He's got it at the 7. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a first down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
From 6 yards out, it's first and goal. Hopkins sent in motion. That is caught, and he'll take it on in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. His second touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Butker now for the point after. He's got it. And the Chiefs add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Texans offense getting set to get back to work. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. From the gun, here's Stroud. Oh, a loose football. It's pulled in by the Chiefs. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
Man in motion is Brown. Mahomes now on 2nd down. A throw on the move is caught. And he will get into the end zone. Rashee Rice. Touchdown, Chiefs. He has done it again. That is 4 touchdown passes in this first half. Greg, he might skip halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike, this passing attack is just really unstoppable. I mean, it is just remarkable the success he's been able to have. We're not even at halftime yet. He finds himself on record pace. I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this game.
Butker now to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Chiefs are going to extend their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Pierce for the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. They'll go play action with Stroud. A throw left side finds Dell. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick 1st down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And he'll take this to about the 46-yard line. Brian Cook up from his safety spot to make the tackle. On the option, they give it to Mixon. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. That one is batted away, incomplete. No separation that time, tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This will be returnable from his own 15. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw is Mahomes. Throw left side is taken in by the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the 1st down on a gain of 7.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Mahomes on 1st down. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Here's Pacheco. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
A 1st down throw for Mahomes. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the handoff, this is Pacheco. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
First down throw, Mahomes. He connects with Gray on that one. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They put Kelsey in motion. On 2nd down, Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, it's Worthy. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Hopkins sent in motion. There's that man again. Another catch. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than...
And he's in! Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Kansas City. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Now Butker to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Chiefs add on to their already sizable lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. In motion now, it's Collins. On 1st down, they'll start with Mixon. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop. A 2nd down throw for Stroud. A throw on the run is complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Stroud to throw here on 1st down. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. Tank Dell was the one he was looking for, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer, but they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll try and get there on the ground. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
That's into the hands of Diggs. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We'll return to Arrowhead After this, down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Stroud. That's to the left side and taken in by Diggs. And he's in. Touchdown, Texans. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Hardman now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They put Kelsey in motion. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
They don't want a repeat of 1st down, so they'll keep it on the ground now. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Third and long. Once again, they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this ahead to about the 25-yard line. Texans going to use the last of their timeouts here. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime. Here's Matt Ariza now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to hit another good one. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, Stroud. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. Trent McDuffie right there with the tight defensive coverage.
That's one of those plays where you come off the field, Mike, and you're getting a lot of high fives. Hey, good job. But then that secondary's coach pulls you over to the side and says, hey, nice play, but next time, let's come away with the pick.
And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Now Stroud. He's got his man, complete to Dell. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
He will let this go. Deep downfield for Dell. So we've reached halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He had it going right away. 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter, 2 more in the second. 4 touchdown passes all told. And he's likely not done yet.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball. And that's what he's done in this one. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. And he gets that one complete to Collins. He's still on his feet. Nico Collins. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
He'll touch, and he's into the end zone. C.J. Stroud, touchdown, Houston. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Fairbairn to add the extra point. The kick is good, and the Texans are able to cut into the deficit. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This is fielded inside the 5. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. Mahomes gonna fire quickly to Worthy. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. A run. It's Pacheco. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Gray is the motion man here. On 3rd down, Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Gray. A pickup of 15 in the air. And the Chiefs have a 1st down.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback. And even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run right side with Pacheco. Down the sideline, past the 40. And they are not gonna catch him. He's in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job, and that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Here's Butker now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs will extend this 3rd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Texans offense ready to take over once again. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. 2nd and a yard. Stroud gonna set up to throw. This one caught by the back out of the backfield. They gain 18 yards on that one. It's good for a Texans first down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. This one complete to Jordan. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. Good pickup of 16 on that screen play and a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
That one underneath here to Mixon. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
A short throw pulled in by Schultz. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. On the handoff, it's Mixon. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. To throw is Mahomes. Short pass taken in by Kelsey.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Hopkins sent in motion. He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well. Here's 3rd and 2. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the carry, it's Pacheco. And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
Mahomes now on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And it's going to be 4th down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Stephon Diggs and the rest of the Houston offense set to take over again. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. One of the tight ends in motion right. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, here's Stroud. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he is going to have a Texans first down. Maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
So on these play calls, Mike, on 3rd and inches, typically how it goes is we're going to try to take a shot, then there's a medium zone option, and then the last resort is just pick up the first down with something underneath and get that fresh set of downs. So in this case, he settles for the underneath throw, but it's still enough to pick up the first down. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Stroud to throw. That'll be taken in by Mixon. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I don't care what defensive strategy you apply here on 3rd and real long, Mike, but you have to tackle in space. They almost let this guy pick up enough after the catch to convert a 3rd and real long. Fortunately for them, they brought him down just short. Brings up 4th down.
And a pretty good punt there. The fair catch taken right around the 11-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone,
he bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
On comes the Chiefs punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Schultz is the motion man. Stroud to throw here on 1st down. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. On the give, this is Mixon. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us. And right now, this defense has no answers.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Schultz is the motion man. On first down, it's Stroud. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball, but let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
A second down throw for Stroud. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Dell on the run with this jet sweep. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Once you see that guy coming across the formation pre-snap, Mike, you have to be thinking jet sweep instantly. It's just such a dangerous play that always has the potential for this type of yardage, especially when he wins that race to the edge.
On first and 10, here's Stroud. He's got it inside the 5. And he's going to be taken down.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is first down and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Joe Mixon, touchdown Texans. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Hardman now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chiefs and their running back, Isaiah Pacheco, head out for their next drive. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. First and 10. Gray is the motion man here. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Mahomes gonna fire quickly to Worthy. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to third down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. Throwing is Mahomes. Toward the sideline, he's got Hopkins.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that third down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
They're going to run out of the gun with Pacheco. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. Once again, it's Pacheco. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. They'll try and run it here with Pacheco. A gain there of 11. Good for a Chiefs first down.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
On first and 10, here's Pacheco. And he'll be taken down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
That one, take it in, middle of the end zone. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Chiefs. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
And Butker on for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Chiefs will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and Stephon Diggs heading back out on the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
On 2nd down, Stroud. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Third and long. Here's Stroud. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given, but it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw them on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Into space at the 45. And he's going to have a Texans 1st down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Here's 1st and 10. Now, Stroud. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Chamari Connor.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. it gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
The Chiefs offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point, and now they'll try to finish up strong. On the ground, this is Piron. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. They put Kelsey in motion. On 2nd down, Mahomes. He connects with Gray on that one. 11 yards on the connection there. 1st down, KC.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes looking to throw on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
Everyone always assumes that you only want to run drag routes or crossing routes just underneath like mesh concepts against man coverage, but so often they're equally as effective against the zone. All it takes is one of those underneath man defenders to latch on to the wrong route, and all of a sudden there is a lot of room, not only for the completion, but for yards after the catch.
He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Now it just seems like this offense is piling on. I mean, after a day where they have completely dominated their opponent, a lot of offense would just be content with handing this ball off, but not this group. They continue to throw the ball, and they continue to get chunk plays, and they showed they're not going to slow down until that final whistle blows.
Mahomes on 1st down. To the outside, catch made by Worthy. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Right back to the air for Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
Third and long. They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd down, Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. On 4th down, Super Bowl champ Harrison Butker now for the Chiefs. This about as short as you can get. Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Texans offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Things not looking good, but see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. From the gun, here's Stroud. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Southern California.
Frankly, Mike, a disaster. And I don't know how else to classify it. I mean, that's now 5 turnovers, 3 coming through the air. You're just not going to win games at this level playing and giving the ball away.
The Chiefs offense and their running back Isaiah Pacheco head out for the next drive. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Now a 3rd and 2. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Mahomes to throw it on 4th down. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. And he's going to have the first down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open. The quarterback delivered a good ball.
A short one caught by Kelsey. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Gray is the motion man here. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And it'll be 3rd down.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
On 3rd down, they go with Pacheco. They only need a yard, and it's 4th down. Now Mahomes. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. It's a gain of 10 as they get the conversion on 4th down. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Here's a handoff to Pacheco. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. A run up the middle with Pacheco. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Butker now for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Chiefs will add 1 more onto their big lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Now Stroud. There's that man again. Another catch.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Stroud to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. He's got his man. It's Diggs. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big 1st quarter lead, did not look back as they cruise in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chiefs victorious, as we say, so long from Arrowhead.